大丈夫だよ。よか
った。心配したんですから。
ごめん。
でもありがとうございます。また助けられてしまいましたね。
Cheat skill. Okay, so I think at this point I'm done talking about whether you should drop it, whether you should keep watching it, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, why you should like it, why I can understand somebody wouldn't like it. I'm done talking about that because at the end of the day, this is episode number 5. And if you tuned into episode 5 and you have been thinking to yourself, I really don't like this, I'm not enjoying this, I hate this, you are an insane person, you're a crazy person. Go get some help. Go watch some shonen anime like Naruto or something that has 900. Go watch One Piece. I don't know. But you need some anime. You need some anime therapist or something. If you're watching 5 episodes still and you're like, I hate this. I can't wait till episode 6. Blah. There's people like that. It's crazy. I see it all the time in comment section. It's like, how are you here on episode 8 and you're talking shit? It's like, there's too many good anime that would suit somebody's taste to be watching anime. You're like, I hate this. It makes no sense to me. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. How incredible was episode number 5? Like, episode 5 did so many different things, and there's one thing that I have a big question of, and I'm not necessarily seeking an answer to this question because I think the anime is going to answer the question for us. I'm just going to pose the question because I can't wait to find the answer. Yuya in the other world has made it very evident that his tools, his weapons, come from a sage. Now, in my mind, the sage was his grandpa, but it seems as though the sage was a separate person from his grandpa. Because he talks about how, why did the sage set up a home here? Why did the sage do X, Y, Z? And the whole time I'm thinking like, he's talking about his grandpa, because I thought it was definitely his grandpa was the person that was, that had set up. In my mind, the whole time, his grandpa was coming back and forth between the worlds. His grandpa knew of this other world. This specific back and forth thing was obviously in grandpa's home. So it's like, it's impossible for me to think that his grandpa didn't know about this other world or anything, right? So my question is the sage and his grandpa a separate person? And the second question, but, after that is, did the sage know grandpa? And the last question, I guess, is why did Grandpa die if he also had all these abilities? Now, I guess everybody dies, you know what I mean? Everybody dies no matter how powerful you are. No matter whom you are, everybody dies. But it's like, I wonder if his grandpa could have lived an even longer life if he used some additional skills and things similar to how Yuya is finding up all this incredible stuff. And the things he does in one can be taken over to another in Japan. So those are just kind of some questions. Now, the episode, it starts off with us getting more educated on where his home is, and his home is in the demon territory, which we knew that already. Well, the great demon territory. Eventually, I'm assuming we're going to find out who this great demon actually is. It's probably a lady. And we find out that all the monsters that he's been destroying are a level of monster that could easily defeat or destroy multiple towns or multiple large towns. So that's just an interesting thing to us. Then we find out that the next part is, then we see him, training in the forest, getting more powerful and stuff like that. He has to face a king orc because he finds a king orc, or a strong orc that is bullying a puppy of some sort. And he tries to initially say, okay, the king orc is just too strong. There's nothing I can do about it. But, obviously it's a dog. We all love dogs. You know what I mean? If you see a dog getting kicked, it's like, it's almost impossible to not do something about it. So he's like, what would he did the WWGD. What would Grandpa do? And he's like, I gotta go save the dog. So he saves the dog. And then we find out that the dog is actually a Fenrir. Very similar to the cooking anime from last season. A Fenrir is like a really big dog fox monster. Really renowned in legend and stuff like that. So this is like a legit legendary monster that he just saved, in puppy form. And he named it Knight. I thought that was really cute. He takes it home and he gets a really good relationship with it. And I thought that was really cool. And then he did the unthinkable. He brought Knight to Japan. And I was like, yo, this freaking dude, he brought it to Japan. He asked about his friends about a dog store or a pet store. He basically made it into a pet dog, essentially. I was like, that's cool. And then he started to take it on a walk. During his walk, not only, initially he to go to the pet store, he had a mini pet store date with Kaede, which is the girl in his class. Which obviously you can start seeing the writing on the wall. He's going to have Kaede, he's going to have Kaori, he's going to have Mew, he's going to have the princess. So he's going to have a few different love interests during this anime. But he takes it on the walk, and during the walk, he runs into Kaori, because of course he does. For whatever reason, she's at the park, and my man's getting noticed left and right everywhere, like, most handsome dude walking this beautiful-looking dog. He runs into Kaori. Kaori, talks to him, meets him and stuff. Then he sees Mew, the model girl. And I was like, wow, she's here too, dude. Not only did he get a date with Kaede, he got to see Kaori, and he saw Mew. And Mew made Kaori really, really jealous. Because girls can tell. A lot of times us guys, we're stupid. So a lot of times we don't really, even if we may like a girl or something, we might not necessarily get every hint that she's quote-unquote dropping. But another girl is usually really, really, on the up and up, being able to tell, this girl likes him. And sometimes they can tell almost instantaneously. So she saw that in Mew, and she was like, this little bee. So she got a little bit, jealous and stuff. But she goes because she's a popular model. She can't really be seen in public too much. So then, of course, a purse snatcher ends up coming, and because of course there is one in the park. Our boy Yuya sends Knight after it. The dog just, and Knight ends up bringing back via their jacket, dragging this purse snatcher back. He ends up saving Kaori from getting stabbed again. Blah blah blah. He's the hero. Everybody in the park clapping at him. Amazing stuff. Just very fiction. Very fiction. It's very fake. But regardless, it was awesome to watch. I loved it. You know what I mean? I know it's fake. It's like, of course this is happening, blah, blah, blah. But it was really good. Then we go back with him, and he's back in the forest practicing with Knight. They're getting more powerful. This is when I actually noticed there's CGI, and I've noticed the CGI, but it's been very small. This one, I really did notice the CGI, but it was still really good. It was really well done. CGI, it didn't affect my enjoyment. It didn't look out of place. It was CGI, but it was done very well. And I think as long as they continue to use CGI, but they use it not sparingly, but they use it reservational wise, they use it reserved, they use it, but they don't overdo it. I think it's okay. He ends up getting a portable bath, getting some really cool drops. He ends up getting more powerful, and then we get a view of next episode. It says next episode we're going to be meeting the sage, apparently. So that's where my question from the beginning kind of comes at the end, and I think we're going to get that. So awesome episode. Really enjoyed it. I'm completely in. I love this anime. I think it's either my, I don't know if it's my favorite anime this season. It might be my second favorite. Let me see what other anime would be my absolute favorite. I'm really loving Pokemon and Marshall too. It's really hard to actually just choose one. Yeah, it's really hard to just choose one. It might be my favorite anime this season. I just really love this anime. I think it's just so dope. This is my Eminence in Shadow from last season, but and I know a lot of people is like, oh, well, but I love it. I think it's just so effing good. So regardless, that was episode 5. I really enjoyed it overall. Had a good time watching it. I think Yuya becoming more powerful is crazy. His level kind of capped out for a little bit, so I'm wondering what things we and he can't see that's actually been going up, because he's obviously getting more powerful, but level wise he's been stuck. So I'm wondering what's going to happen there. And then the other thing is with Knight, I'm wondering how big Knight's going to really get. As long as it stays relatively as a dog size, it can definitely go back and forth between Japan and the Isekai world. But eventually if it gets too big, obviously he can't have it in Japan anymore. But I love Knight. I think Knight's so cute, and I love everything that happened this episode. All right, I'll see you guys next week for another episode. It's Monday, or whenever you're watching this. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.